Ukraine's President Zelensky has welcomed the EU's decision to lift the temporary ban on Ukrainian grain after Kyiv agreed to tighten control over its agricultural exports. That's despite resistance from some member states who say food coming from Ukraine causes a glut in their home markets and hurts their farmers.
Обмежувальні заходи проти нашого аграрного сектору з боку Євросоюзу скасовані. Зараз важливо, щоб європейська єдність працювала на двосторонньому рівні з сусідами, щоб сусіди у час війни Україну підтримали. Європа виграє завжди, коли договори працюють, а обіцянки виконуються. Ну а якщо рішення сусідів будуть не сусідськими, Україна буде цивілізовано відповідати.
In response to the decision, the governments of Poland, Hungary and Slovakia announced they will extend their own ban on Ukrainian grain. Brussels has urged member states to work along the lines of the new agreement.
The White House has announced Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will meet Joe Biden there on Thursday, with the US President expected to reaffirm his commitment to Ukraine. Zelensky will travel to Washington for the second time since the invasion after meeting world leaders at the United Nations General Assembly in New York.
We are always preparing a new military package for Ukraine. As you know, we do these presidential drawdown packages essentially every couple of weeks, and I think you can anticipate that there will be a further announcement of additional resources and capabilities, additional weapons to go to Ukraine as they continue this counteroffensive and to defend against Russian attacks.
In Ukraine, 32,000 Hasidic Jewish pilgrims from around the world visited Uman. They were marking the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah, by visiting the final resting place of Rabbi Nachman of Breslov, the founder of Breslov Hasidism. Derna is a city in ruins, with 11,300 of its people confirmed killed and a further 10,100 missing, presumed dead. Survivors of the flood in this city in eastern Libya feel abandoned in a country that survived years of civil war. Storm Daniel brought heavy rain to Libya last weekend, but it was the collapse of two dams built in the 1970s above Derna that triggered the catastrophe. Engineers blame years of neglect.
During these 45 years, we should have about 10 dams behind the second one to help.
To the west of Libya, in its capital Tripoli, aid is beginning to arrive for those left homeless. A Libyan army spokesman said as many as 1.2 million people could be affected.
Members of Iran's paramilitary Revolutionary Guard were reportedly patrolling the streets on Friday ahead of the one-year anniversary of the death of Mahsa Amini. The young Kurdish woman died following her arrest by the country's morality police for allegedly failing to wear her veil correctly, sparking months of fierce and deadly protests. The unrest represented one of the largest challenges to Iran's theocracy since the 1979 Islamic Revolution.
Climate change protesters took to the streets of Vienna on Friday with calls for higher carbon emission taxes and an end to meat eating. Organisers say there were 20,000 on the march, which ended with a sit-down protest outside Parliament. In Rome, there were just 4 climate activists gathered in front of the Colosseum, but no less motivated.
Vogliamo chiedere al governo italiano e ai leader internazionali lo stop a tutti i nuovi investimenti nelle fonti fossili, che sono la prima causa dei cambiamenti climatici che tutto il mondo sta soffrendo. Quest'estate l'Italia è stata divisa in due tra incendi devastanti e terribili alluvioni.
In The Hague, water cannons were turned on an Extinction Rebellion road blockade. A weekend of climate change action is planned around the world, including a fossil fuel protest outside the UN in New York on Sunday.